strongholds in our lives. And he was saying for men, um, there's strongholds, and a lot of the times it's because of men. We have this stature to be strong, to be always wise, or like always seem to be above other people, and we tend to have this certain character, whether we realize it or want to admit it or not. We want to be the best. We're always in competition, whether we realize it or not. And this is just kind of like part of our nature. And I think this is the reason why we need Jesus so much, which is to humble ourselves. And it's a stronghold that we need to let go of. To die to yourself is to seriously die to yourself. Like, to let Jesus in is to take yourself out. So it's pretty, it's like that. Yeah, so I think a lot of times it's just pride. Um, and I don't want to say I disagree with any of you guys, but I just want to point out a few things too. Yes, um, women do have less roles when it was stated, but I do feel like submission isn't easy. It's really difficult. Like, for example, if Jesus is supposed to come to you and say, "Can you drop everything and follow me right now?" You would probably think like 2 or 3 times before you answer it, and it might even be a no. You know, or like when it comes to leading others or leading in the church as a man, it's gonna be kind of heavy. But it's hard to say that someone's ready or not ready, because it's like to say, if I died today, would I be ready to go to heaven? So, if you're not ready to lead, what's there to be done? That's all I
have. Just our girls group, and you see the women stepping up, and you look up to them. You're like, oh, I want to be like them. Now, with you boys seeing, the, more of us girls being on leadership, do you guys, see it as that way? Like, I want to be where they're at spiritually.
Was, how does it make us men feel when more women are leading compared to men? Well, if you go back and read the book of Judges, God did use Deborah to lead an army against God's enemy because the men wouldn't step up. The reason was is because it's to shame the men for not taking their role. And I personally feel the same too, because you're a man, you have that pride as a man to lead, but because women are taking your role up to lead, it does put shame on you. It puts shame on me, but it does help drive me to become who God wants me to be or intends me to be. And in all honesty, it's actually encouraging to see ladies stepping up too. But I do strongly feel that us men do need to step up more and pretty much take our faith more seriously. Because for me, I know I still have some maturing to do. I'll admit it, I'm still very immature, and I guess it comes to maturity. To like answer the previous question too, what's preventing men from leading? It's because we're used to having fun, because we have all that free time, and because of all that fun, we like previously mentioned, we forget what was more important, where we are distracted, and that all this fun can continue going, and that to serve the church and to take part in ministry will take that away from us, because I guess we're just unsure of how well we'll do. And I guess an encouragement to that is that, we have that doubt in our minds that we may say the wrong things, or we may do the wrong things, but you have to understand that it's not you doing it, but it's God working through you. It's the Spirit teaching you, telling you what to say, and not from your own wisdom. And that's honestly been like a personal struggle of mine as a former leader. I was always afraid to say the wrong things, but throughout the years, I had mentors that told me that, you know, it's okay to be afraid, and that's where faith and courage comes in, to where you allow the Spirit to lead. And with more women serving, you know, it should drive us men to take our role in the church, to take our role in the family, and as husbands and fathers, or soon to be husbands and fathers and brothers. Because to be specific with here, I strongly feel that we're honestly a bad influence on each other, because most time there's no encouragement for us to step up and take our place. So because of that, we feel unworthy, and we feel like we won't be able to meet that expectation of what's expected to us.
All right, any more questions?
Wait, we didn't answer yet.
Like, what is it?
Y'all have to keep
Jeff's
your
not
own
here for
mouth.
that.
Use your own words, even if
Yeah.
it is similar to what Billy said. I want to hear your own words, so you can either add and reinforce what he said, or you can add another dimension to what he did say.
So what's the question? So how do we feel as women leading one another?
Papa, it's your question.
I think when I see that happen, I'm like, yeah, we have to step up, because it doesn't take, you don't have to teach someone, a guy to get jealous of a girl who's better than him, because like, for example, like Jacob, when he was playing Roblox, and he got beaten by a girl, I was like, you lost to a girl, and he's like, he got so discouraged, like, I was like, you know, it doesn't take, you know, you don't have to learn from it, they just feel that way, like us guys, we feel that way, like, or like, you know, guys versus girls event, you know, like, when a guy loses to a girl, like, when it's like athletic, and a guy lost, and then us guys, we're like, yo, how you lose to a girl like that, you know, it kind of, the person is really discouraged, because like, every guy is saying to them, saying like, oh, you know, it's like, you know, getting beaten by a girl is like, you know, it's kind of like a worst feeling, and like, it breaks your pride, and yeah, like, you know, women stepping up, you know, like, when I see that happen, I do like, kind of get discouraged, but then at the same time feel happy, because like, you know, I do want like a quality of a girl that I like, is like she stepping up, you know, being a leader, because I would like her to be like a leader of the house for like, you know, for like kids, or for like future kids, and yeah, I think yeah, it just really just opened our eyes just to like step up.
Kind of going off of what Chuck said with the what was my train of thought? When he was talking about being, whether you think you're ready or not, what you said, right? So, and in small groups, and I've heard it over time and times, like, when they always say you should use your talents to help do what you can around the church, help lead, help take leadership role in ministries. You know, I always find myself always saying, yeah, I'm not ready, but then I always come right back to the same answer. It's like, you're equipped when you start, and so I just feel like, I guess when, in relation to your guys' question, I guess is the only thing I feel is conviction. I should jump in and have faith that the Lord will equip me.
I think for me, seeing girls step up
more than guys is like for me it's more of encouragement than anything else. Just because I'm like, there's not really a competition to who steps up more than the other. At the end of the day, we're still serving the same God, and like what one wise guy once told me is that the kingdom moves on with or without you. And yeah, there's more girls servers, like more girl leaders, but one day, like when time comes, guys will step up, and it's God pull their hearts towards them, So it's not really like I don't really feel too bad, but it's like more of encouragement than anything else to see people actually step up in the first place.
For me, I would think, what I think is, it's really a shame that, guys don't take the lead or they won't step up or whatever. But at the same time, I do want to say, and it's nice for a woman to step up too. I do know, the whole United States deal where the girls always didn't have the privilege, right? So yes, girls are stepping up. Yes, that's true. But at the same time, it just depends on which girls are stepping up too. Those girls who are, you could say, how would you say it? You could say they found Jesus, they found God. Let's just say that they stepped up. Those are the ones that stepped up. We're proud of them. And for those guys who did too, we're proud of them too. But yes, it is a shame when God calls you and you decide not to, which I do think most guys do that. God calls, but they just decide not to. Like, shame on me too, being a guy, But at the same time, girls don't look at guys being like, they always have to step up. Girls should always look at to, them helping out the guys, to be able for them to step up, to discourage them.
Mine's not too long, they basically say a lot of stuff, but like, I think when I see women lead more than men, I think it's just like what you said, builds that conviction in yourself, It just builds that the conviction. And I think for me, at the end of the day, I think if you're, you have one goal of just, glorifying God's name, doing what it says in the Bible, I think that's all that matters at the end of the day. Because I think, one goal, that's all you need to do, no matter how you do it. Oh, actually, no, take that back. Take that back. But like, I think at the end of the day, if you share the same goal of just glorifying God's name, I think that's good already.
Yeah, I can add.
Ooh.
So I come from, as you may know, a different world or a different church. So it seems like this is an issue mostly here, and from where I'm from, I'm Coptic Orthodox Egyptian. I don't see that as a problem there. I don't hang out with many other races other than you guys and mine. I don't hang out with, like, say, white people or anything, so I don't know their issues, but it seems like it's more of an issue here. In my culture, it's the man that is in charge of raising the family to be a faithful family. When a man and woman get married in my church, the man wears the same, he wears the priest's robe in the wedding ceremony, as a symbol as the man is the priest of the house, or the preacher of the house. So the woman can step up and that's fine, but the role of the woman is to support her man in preaching or in being the man of the house. So I see that as the natural job of the man, and to keep that role of being a step ahead of the woman, but not in a bad way, but in a way that it is your job.
So, great answer, guys. There's no right or wrong here. I totally agree. Is seeing a woman step up is really inspiring, encouraging us to want to step up also. But the woman has to know her biblical role. She has to know her biblical role. We live in a world of woman empowerment. The Christianity is changing, and women are stepping up to be called sifus instead of not sifus. You know, in the Bible it mentions that women cannot be sifus. You know, so people are twisting it and saying that women can be sifu. And now churches in the U.S. and we have pastors that are women's. You know, so we just got we're fine with women stepping up. Just gotta know the biblical role. God didn't appoint women to be leaders, queens, like Deborah to lead an army, and Esther to be a queen. So God didn't appoint them to be a queen of a conjugation of a land, but God did mention that they cannot preach to a church of men. All right, that is the biblical. That is what God requires of a biblical woman, in the Bible. So, great answer, guys. I just want to point that out that women should always know their role to the biblical role, because we do live in a world where women are teaching men, and how the men feels about it. Some are okay with it because it's changing. We did talk about that. Vision is changing, and but to some churches, they don't allow that. They keep it biblical truth. If it's biblical truth, keep it biblical truth. If it's not biblical truth, then you're twisting the Bible. You're using Bible verse and you're twisting it like what Sifu Matthew taught today about theology. That is.
Right, from you guys? Any more questions?
He brought something up that made me have a question. I told you guys I had questions on
Go
that.
ahead.
Do you feel that our Hmong culture confuses you in your biblical role as men? Because our Hmong culture has kind of taught us that you're not really a man or you're not really a leader until you get married, right? And so the men haven't really been teaching the single men and the youth boys to be a leader. And all of a sudden you're magically a leader when you get married. Do you feel like you guys know your biblical role as a single adult male?
I don't think it's a single man.
Back to the piano. So I do feel like the Hmong culture pushed too much of the Hmong culture into Christianity when that shouldn't be the case. But because our parents, all our parents here, they immigrated from Thailand and converted to Christianity, it was something that they were taught and not something that they grew up with learning. So of course they'll have part of the culture. Of course they're still holding a bit of the culture in, but with Christianity, we're no longer Hmong, we're no longer Asians, we are now Christians. And Jesus even said that, we died to our old self and we are made new. So I do feel like the Hmong culture does interrupt. What's the question again?
So my basic question was, do you feel like you know your biblical role as a single adult male?
Yeah, so I do feel like the culture does interfere with that, because like you mentioned earlier that you're not really a man until you're married, and that you can't really take leadership. I only know one Sifu who is not married, and that's Sifu Chaikal. All the other Sifu, from what I've heard, that they didn't accept the Sifu because they weren't married, and I feel like that was very unacceptable, because you shouldn't have to be married. If you look at all the apostles, none of them got married at all. They all died single. In fact, Paul even said that, it's not a sin if you get married, but it is better for you to be single. And he's not saying that because God's telling him. He's just saying from his point of view that in his singleness, there's nothing holding him back. So I feel like us single men should actually be doing more when we're single rather than when we're married. But because of culture, it hinders us because we listen to our parents. We're obedient because it says children obey your parents, for it is right. So because they're still old school, they have that mentality that we can't take official leadership within the church. Maybe just to be like a youth leader or like a single adult leader, but not necessarily like a GJ. Because the term GJ itself is pretty much like you're a married man, and that kind of just pushes us guys to just continue doing our thing until we're married, and then we'll serve. It's almost kind of like how you guys mentioned in one of your workshops that like how you guys don't see them until they're married, pretty much. So that just makes them feel obligated to come back to church and serve. And I feel like that's my case.
Actually, they get married and then we don't see them.
Oh,
They-
I thought it was the other way around. But yeah, that's just my opinion